and welcome back to my channel. I need to roll these up. This is gonna be a problem. So I have a pretty large haul. I have a large library haul. Like in November I just had the once. I didn't really read a lot and I just wanted all the books. Isn't that how it works? You're basically not reading, but you need to acquire more books. I don't understand. So yeah, I have about 25 things to show you guys. It's a lot to me because I hauled pretty much all of these at one time. I went to a used bookstore. They were having, it was like buy 5, get 5, and I just was like, throw this in my bag, throw this in my bag, throw this in my bag. We're gonna look at that haul today. Kind of categorize these a little bit in like a section that I found them in, and then I also have things that I acquired elsewhere, which is not very much, but yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to get those ones out of the way because you've probably seen them all here on my channel before anyway. I might be playing with my hair a lot. I'm sorry, I get complaints, but it's like I'm not used to having the long hair and it gets all stuck in my eyelashes and it's just a hot mess. So sorry if it bothers you. It's going to continue to happen. But, okay, so my Fairyloot box came and it was a vampire theme. So naturally, one of the only books that has come out within like the past decade about vampires anyone has had on their radar was The Beautiful, and this is a Fairyloot edition. It has the kind of the stayed edges, the sprayed edges, and it is also signed. I had read an arc of this and I really enjoyed it and I wanted a physical copy, so I'm glad that it came. I really like this cover. I like the simplicity of it. Anyway, besides the point, this is about a girl who moves to New Orleans in like the 1800s and she is escaping something and she thinks that this darkness has tainted her and she gets caught up in this like secret society in New Orleans, and yeah, they have some tricks of their own. They say that they're illusionists, but we know better, and there are vampires and werewolves involved in this. However, the main focus of this is based around these murders that are happening around our main character and how the killer seems to have become fascinated with her. So I think this is a really great start to a series and I'm so excited to see where this goes. And I'm wondering, because Fairyloot has started kind of where they're doing the sequels. You can buy them separately with the stained edges, so I'm eager to see if they do the sequel with this as well. We had the Unplugged book box, and in that I got Behind the Black Door, and this is about a girl. I think her and her mother can like go into dreams. I think that was the premise. This did come with a signed. Yes, they can journey into people's souls while they sleep, and her mother has always told her, do not open the black door. However, one day something terrible happens and she has no choice but to open the black door. In the store, it will kind of bring danger upon the whole kingdom, and this does have asexual rep in it. It says so in the synopsis, so I have not heard anyone talk about this. I'm very surprised given that there aren't very many asexual rep books out there, so especially fantasy. So yeah, I'm eager to hear more thoughts on that. A book of the month. I am a YA book of the month affiliate. I know that there was a lot of things happening there, a lot of unhappy affiliates. Please know that I now actually buy my subscription if no one uses my link. I have chosen to do that because I think book of the month is still such a good deal. Besides the weird shady affiliate stuff, I love that the books are only $14 a month or something, because even in store for a hardback, they're all hardback, they are all one set standard size, which is really nice if you're weird about the aesthetics of your bookshelves, but it's really nice, and I think that it's just such a deal because you're not going to find them in store for that price. But I think that is such a good price, and honestly, I love the little book of the month details. I love the signature thing. I love the corner. I like that. But I just think that it's such a good deal, honestly. And most of the time, each month, they have some sort of coupon code so that you can get your first month a lot less. Like, I think they've been running like promotions where the first book is like $5. So I will have my link down below, but just some transparency on that I have chosen to stick with them because I do think that it is a good service, not because they shady. Hey, you might want to know about this book that I've just been holding up. So I do like their selections month to month, and last month I was so excited to see that they had the Guinevere Deception. This just sounds so interesting. This was on my radar. First of all, I love Kirsten White as a writer. I love her writing. And then on top of that, this is like a King Arthur retelling, but it follows Queen Guinevere. Matic King Arthur, with magic clawing at the kingdom's border, the great wizard Merlin conjured a solution. Send in Guinevere to be Arthur's wife and his protector from those who want to see the young king's city fail. So her true identity is a secret. She is a changeling, a girl who has given up everything to protect Camelot. Ooh, I didn't realize this. So I'm very excited about this. I think this sounds so good. And then if you guys saw, I did a vlog where I lived as another booktuber for a day, and I lived as basically Britt, who is one of my favorite booktubers. But in that video I actually had gotten some book mail, and I was so excited because it is this Waterstones edition of the Starless Sea, which is by far my most favorite edition of all time. I would say cover, but it's literally the whole thing is gorgeous. I think each person got like a different color under the cover, which I didn't realize because I've been seeing all kinds of pictures. This one is signed and it is gorgeous, and I love this. This is so beautiful. Right now, I honestly did not know much about this, but I have started reading it, and from the beginning it's very intriguing. It reminds me a lot of Strange the Dreamer. It is about like this pirate who is telling a story about the acolyte. The acolyte? That one doesn't sound right. So he's telling a story about an acolyte who is hearing a story about a boy who is reading a book about all these things. So I'm intrigued. It sounds interesting. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It is extremely poetic and beautiful and descriptive. And that's all I really know so far. I'm not very far in. And then I was actually sent an ARC from Amanda from Read All the Books, who is my friend. She had asked me if I was interested in it, and I was like, yeah, sure, send it my way. But this is Hello Girls. I can't think of what this is a retelling of. Like Bonnie and Clyde. Okay, so this is, I think, a retelling of Bonnie and Clyde, but it follows two friends, I believe. This is about two girls who are trying to escape some pretty abusive family situations. They meet outside a police station, whether or not they're going to turn in their families, and they decide that they cannot wait for graduation. They need out now. So they steal a convertible and go to Las Vegas. That's pretty much all I know. I've heard some pretty good things about this, so I'm excited. Oh, my foot is falling asleep. Then we'll move on to everything else, and these are all the books that I got from the thrift store. So I'm just going to get the two comic books I got out of the way, and that is Saga Volume 7 as well as Volume 8. I am trying to collect all these, and I've just been collecting them as I go. I don't think I have. Apparently I already own 7. But that's okay because I literally only paid $2 for this. It does have some slight water damage, but I did not have Volume 8, so this is pretty exciting. I think all I'm missing is 6 then. 6 and 9. Can you believe it's been over a year since we've gotten an issue? Since we've gotten a volume of Saga? I don't know what to do because it left on such a cliffhanger. Oh, this is about a girl. It follows the point of view of a baby who has been born between her parents who are enemies. They're supposed to be enemies. Their countries are, or their planets are at war. And they have come together, and now the country, oh my god, I keep saying country. The whole universe is hunting them down because their love is truly forbidden, and they want to kill the baby because this baby is like a war baby kind of deal, born out of two different sides that are not supposed to be getting along, the wings and the horns, and it's just a whole situation, and we got a whole area of characters. I did not know what to expect when I first went into this. It is graphic violently, it is graphic sexually, it is aliens and stuff, but I love it, and I'm weirdly attracted to all of them. Next, I am going to show you guys the YA books that I got, so one of which is Foolish Hearts, and I feel like I've seen Books and Lala has talked a lot about this Emma Mills books, so I was intrigued. This is also beautiful, and this one has a little signed book plate in it. I didn't even know that. She accidentally eavesdrops on the epic breakup of Paige and Iris, the it couple at her school. She finds herself in hot water with prickly, difficult Iris, thrown together against their will into a class production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Along with the goofiest, cutest boy Claudia has ever known, Iris and Claudia are in for an eye-opening senior year. So what really got me was the Shakespeare reference type thing, because anytime that is happening in any type of YA romance, for some reason, it just makes it so much better to me. I don't know why this is. Next, we have The Name of the Star. So many people have recommended me this book over the years. It's about a girl who arrives in London just as the Ripper murders are breaking out. And basically, she one day sees the person that she believes is the suspect, but no one else has seen him. And she doesn't understand why she can see him, but no one else can, apparently. So this is about her kind of figuring out what this dude is he really Jack the Ripper kind of deal, and essentially kind of like stalking Jack the Ripper. And we will see. I'm always interested in Jack the Ripper stuff. I actually own Truthwitch, and I want to get around to the series, and I tend to like to binge series, and this is a pretty small kind of series compared to most fantasy series, and I ended up finding Windwitch as well as Sightwitch in hardback to match my Truthwitch copies. So I'm pretty excited. These weren't very expensive. They were $4 a piece. Like, you can't beat it. They're in mint condition. Oh my gosh. I honestly don't know much about this except for that it takes place in like these witchlands, and that I'm assuming there's probably a war going on, and we follow different types of witch each time. I don't want to read the synopsis from either of these because I don't want to spoil it myself, because I do plan on reading this series sometimes this year. Next year. Okay, then I saw The Diviners. So many people have talked about how good this book is, this series, and each one has a different cover, so I've heard, but this one by far is my favorite cover, and I saw it. It was $7, and it is like perfect, never been opened type deal. Like, this is gorgeous. But I love this, and I've heard really good things. Look under here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Historical series, and I do believe that it is about ghosts and the occult. It's about a girl who goes to New York, and she has to live with her Uncle Will, who is obsessed with the occult, but she has a secret, and I'm assuming it has something to do with being able to see ghosts or talk to ghosts or something, and she's trying to hide this gift. That is until there is a murder with like a cryptic message in it, and her uncle is called to the scene. She realizes that she can use her gifts to help solve this murder, and finds out there's all kinds of other dark things happening. We have a series, and they had all of these, so I just went ahead and picked them all up, and I do have plans to read these in December. So first we have Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, the 12 Days of Dash and Lily, and then Sam and Isla's Last Hurrah. I don't know if this one is connected to this one, but it kind of seems it, so I don't know. I'm assuming this one's more New Year, and then these are more Christmas based. I do believe that this is the first one, then this is the sequel, and I don't know how this one plays into it, but you know, whatever. So I don't really know much about these other than that this is about a girl who leaves a list of dares, and then I think Dash ends up following these dares or something, or they follow these dares, they come up with this. I don't know. And then I'm assuming this one, they, you know, they have met, and then they're, I don't know what am I doing? What am I trying to explain? I don't know. Okay, next I have the middle grade ones. My footsies. I have the middle grade one. I was so excited because they had a copy of The Serpent Secret. This is one of my favorite middle grade books of all time. It is very reminiscent of Rick Riordan's writing, except for it is based around Indian mythology, and it is about a girl who, her parents have always told her that she's a princess, and she's like, oh no, I'm not, we live in New Jersey, you guys run like a deli market. One day her parents go missing, and she finds out that she is actually from another world, and she is a princess in this other world, and she has to go into this other world and save her parents, and there's demons and all kinds of crazy things, but it's just so much fun, and I was so happy to find a copy because I just love these books so much. I don't even think anyone has even read this. Look, this spine is perfect. No one has even read this. Oh my god, I'm so upset, but it's just so good. Next, we have another series I've been wanting to try, and they had the first, the second, and then they had a few of the other ones after, but they didn't have the third, and the other ones were part of, I think, of like a spin-off series, but that is the School of Good and Evil, and then the second one is about a school where ordinary kids go to be trained to become the heroes and the villains inside of stores. It's about a girl who, you know, dresses in all pink and has always dreamed of being swept away away to a castle, and another girl who is just cloaked in darkness and seems like she is a true fit to become a villain. However, when they find themselves in the woods, their roles are reversed, and yeah, they end up, one, you know, is supposed to be good and one is evil, but it's opposite. So it sounds really cool, it sounds really fun. I've heard really good things about this series, so I'm interested to try the first two. And then I have been collecting these beautiful hardcover editions with this gold embossing of the Sisters Grimm, and I'm pretty sure these are brand spanking new. Brand spanking new. These have like not been touched, and I paid $5 for these. These are just absolutely gorgeous. This is the 8th and the 9th, I do believe, of the Sisters Grimm. This is again one of my favorite series. I've only read the first 4 in the series. It's about these girls who have been orphaned, and one day they are sent to live with their grandma, even though they did not know that they had a grandma. And it is in this town where fairy tale creatures live. They cannot leave this town. They find out that their grandma is actually an investigator, and so are they, and it is about all the different fairy tale creatures in a more modern setting in this town and the events that happen, and it is just so much fun. It's silly. It's great. I also collect, I'm just a collector. I'm a hoarder of just books. But I collect the Dear America books, and I am also looking for the Royal Diary books, so I came across these. Again, I think this one is brand spanking new. It was $2, but I love these editions. They've come out with newer paperback editions, and I don't like them as well, but I've been trying to collect all of them. I think I only have a few more to go. I'm pretty excited, but this is A Light in the Storm, and this is a Civil War diary, and then we have Cleopatra, the 7th? Yep, that one. So I'm excited about those. They are told in like a diary format, and they tell about the historic events, a fictional person during a specific time period. They were one of the reasons I got into reading. And then I also picked up The Iron Trial, and this is by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, and I love both of those authors so much, so I wanted to give this a try. This is about basically it's a trial that once you finish the trials, you're able to go to a school of magic, and our main character does not want to go. He doesn't want to go. He's been told all his life that magic is terrible and it's bad, and so he wants to fail the trials, but he fails at failing and therefore ends up at the school of magic. So it sounds pretty interesting. I think it is a smaller magical series, but I'm sorry I got an itch, but I'm super excited about that as well. And then we have the last few, which are adult books. So this first one I don't know much about, but I picked it up for a video that I am doing, and I did not realize how thick this book was, but it has been on my list to read. I don't even see a synopsis on this, honestly, but this is The Master of Margarita. But yeah, that's it. I love this cover so much, but I don't know much about it. I used to, but I don't off the top of my head right now, and I'm too lazy to look. So then we have A Study in Charlotte. I've seen really good things about this series. Amy Watson, who ends up going to a prep school, and it is also at this school that Charlotte Holmes, who is the detective's great-great-great-great-granddaughter, also goes there, and it seems like they are going to become rivals, but they end up becoming friends. Really surprised to come across one of my most favorite books from this past year. And I was a little upset it doesn't have the gold foiling, but I do plan on collecting more copies of this in the future because I really, really enjoyed it. And that is Circe. This is kind of a retelling of Circe's story and the things that she went through, and it is just beautiful, and just it is a slower paced book, but I think it is so worth it. I devoured it. It was just so good, and I love it. This is a book of the month edition, but I'm a little upset it's not shiny, but it was only $6, so I couldn't pass it up. I couldn't. Snuff by Chuck Palahniuk. He is one of my favorite authors, and I've been trying to collect all of his works for a future video that I plan to do, but this is basically a brand new book. I don't think anyone has read this. He is known for having very kind of satirical type work, very off the wall, don't know what to expect from him ever, kind of crazy, kind of weird, kind of disgusting most of the time. Excited. Chuck and Porn and Chuck. A fantastic coupling that happens to be also a perfect match. Well, I didn't even know this was about porn, but now I'm even more excited. I guess I could have figured that out because I was looking in here and I saw that there are sex positions on the inside. I love it. I love it already. That's all it tells me. I literally don't see anything else. Okay. So that one's about porn. And the last book that we have is I'm pretty excited that we're ending on this book because I recently read this book and I loved it so much. And that is Roses and Rot by Kat Howard. Kat Howard has become a favorite author of mine. I would love to own all her works. I think she only has 3 or 4 books out right now, so wouldn't be that hard, but I absolutely love her writing. It is so good. It reminded me of Neil Gaiman, and then I saw that Neil Gaiman actually blurbed her work. I'd gotten this out from the library and I took it back because I was like, it's whatever. It doesn't sound that interesting, and somehow I missed this on the back that it is about Fae. Tell me how I missed that. How did I miss that? I would have been like real quick on this book if I had known that it was about Fae. It is an adult book, not to be confused with YA, because I thought it was YA. It is not. There are some sexy scenes in this, so to be warned. But this is about kind of this artistic kind of getaway. You have to apply to get in. You have to be very talented to go. And you can go for like 9 months and work on your artistic ability. So this is 2 sisters. They have put in to get in. One is a dancer and the main character that we follow is actually a writer, and they both get in and they are accepted. Well, they get to retreat. We'll call it a retreat. And they realize some things are different than what they expected, and they are excelling at what they're doing, but there's some dark things behind being a successful writer, and there is Fae. There are Fae. Whenever it first came, I was so shocked because I thought this was a mystery thriller. I mean, I guess you could call it that, but I was not expecting Fae, and it came out of like left field for me because I didn't read the back because I'm dumb. And I was like, what? So, just to let you know, this book is about Fae and it's fantastic and y'all need to get your hands on it. Okay, now that my feet and my legs are officially asleep and I've done all the little poses and dances here, that is my November book haul for you guys. I feel like it's a pretty successful haul. These are all pretty much books that I've really wanted to own, and I really lucked out. I really got there because I have to drive about an hour, more or less, to get to the closest used bookstore that is worth going to, and I was like, I'm gonna get there and they're not even gonna have anything. Whoo boy, did I, I changed that real quick. I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future hauls from me. My library haul is also coming and it is also massive. So yeah, I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future book hauls from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next one. Bye.